I am so hyped right now for the new Pokemon Sun and Moon anime episodes. I cannot wait to see Brock and Misty back in the anime. This is absolutely amazing. Ash going back to Kanto, it's going to be some good old fun. And I think that's all we need to take away from this one, because this is amazing. Why can't we just be happy with Brock and Misty back in the anime? People are already just kind of using that for their crazy conspiracy theories. That's kind of what this video is about. We already have the information that we need right now. Ash and Pikachu return to Kanto briefly for a school project, visiting old Pokemon, meets up Brock and Misty, battles them once more, Brock with Mega Steelix, and Misty with Mega Gyarados. Also, we do have a bit more information. It's going to be episode 985, and Alola in Kanto, Brock and Misty, then 986 Gym Battle, Z moves versus Mega Evolution. So we actually already see a little bit of that right there. We have Brock, boom, that's gonna be Mega Steelix, Misty, that's gonna be the Mega Gyarados. I can't wait to see how that breaks down. Like, I want to know what they do so many years later, so many generations later, especially with this Kanto tie-in. But now people are like wondering what that means. Like, are we actually going to the Kanto region in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? And I think that we need to kind of dial it back and look at it the other way around, because now some of the emerging speculation coming off of this is that, oh man, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, we're going to be going back to Kanto, guys, because the anime proves something once again, or they're really trying to take this further, like, yo, Kanto gyms confirmed in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, just because we get to say hi to Brock and Misty in the anime. I feel that the way we need to look at this is that this is the end point. This right here, Brock and Misty, should have been maybe what we were anticipating with everything else from Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like, I don't think that this really goes anywhere. I don't think this is meant for speculation. This is actually everything that has been building up is, yo, we get to have the awesomeness of Brock and Misty back. Let me explain, because what happens when a series becomes over 20 years old is that there's going to be a large nostalgia gap from the original experiences and the current experiences. I feel that the Pokemon Company and Game Freak, they've just been tying it in and keeping the older fans happy. Just like, yo guys, we haven't forgot about what started us, you know, we haven't forgot about the Gen 1, we're going to keep that hype alive for you older Pokemon fans that have stuck on. We've also seen this through a lot of interviews with Masuda and the other developers from Game Freak like Omori and everyone else that talks about it. You know, the interviews kind of say, yes, we know that this is not just a children's game, we know that there are a lot of old school Pokemon fans that follow us, so we try to make it for everyone. You know, there's going to be new kids coming into the game with each generation, so we have to keep the game simple and entertaining enough for them, but also we're going to put in things for the older fans. The idea behind Mega Evolutions is that, hey, you know all these old Pokemon that you really don't see that often because everything else we make is super busted? Well, now you get an opportunity to use them again, and we saw that with the Kanto starters, that you receive the Kanto starters as well as their Mega Evolution Stone inside of Pokemon X and Y. So that's just like your great, good old first generation Kanto callback, but it also continues because, of course, we have Alolan Pokemon. So Alolan Pokemon, this is just something else tying it to the Kanto region, and while there was speculation that, yo, maybe Sun and Moon, do we go back to Kanto? Like, oh, hey, we have Professor Oak with a tan, and then it didn't really go anywhere else. You know, we have these first generation Pokemon that just happen to live in the Alola region, and then they become modified, and not really much else changes. Like, they didn't get a crazy stat boost, they didn't completely overwrite everything about the existing Pokemon. Like, just because Alolan Sandslash exists doesn't mean that we forget about regular Sandslash, all of the other Pokemon. So it's a good way of adding on to the identity of Kanto while also having that callback. And like I've kind of said, that when a series becomes 20 years old, you kind of need to call back frequently. So we had, you know, 6th generation, that gave us some Kanto love. We also have some more Kanto love in the 7th generation, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, that goes back to the 3rd generation. So I feel that there's just a lot of connecting the dots and tying everything back together. And when it comes to the anime, we haven't seen Misty for a very long time. That Advanced Generations series, and it even says right here, you know, Diamond Pearl, Misty never physically appeared in Diamond Pearl series, Best Wishes series. Misty only appeared in flashbacks for the Best Wishes series, and then for Pokemon Sun and Moon, set to appear in the Sun and Moon series. Brock is a little different because he is like a he was a main character until the 5th generation, and he does get a lot of reappearances and stuff like that. So it's just kind of awesome to see both of them hanging out back together, and then even like to see how Ash is going to catch up with Brock after his short absence. And this is how I imagine, you know, Ash, he's like the more ambitious younger one. You know, Misty and Brock, they've showed more maturity throughout the series and stuff. So that's how I see it happen. You know, Misty's happy to see Ash again. Brock's just like, I'm Brock. and then Ash is like super excited to see them. So I think that Kanto reunion is going to be a great thing, and maybe that's what the build-up was for, just to see the original gang back together and interacting with new mechanics. We have the Mega Evolution, we have 6th generation kind of getting a little bit of a tag, also 6th versus 7th generation, Z moves versus Mega Evolution. So that seems to be kind of the way that I see this going, and not like, hey guys, Brock and Misty are here. You know what that means? That means some big stuff's coming for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, or maybe even the 8th generation. No, I don't think it's about that. So I'm not going to be one to like kind of take away from this and be like, oh, remember how we saw Lieutenant Surge's gem in the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon trailer? We're going back to Kanto, just off of anything like that. I feel that, like I said, this is going to be where everything kind of falls into place. We should have seen, wait a second, how's the anime going to treat the crossover between Alolan Pokemon and regular Pokemon? Are they going to address that? Does that mean Ash goes back to Kanto in the anime? But the thing is, people, they're a little greedy in that aspect. They only want to see what happens for affecting the game and not what's actually being affected by the game. So I think that that's kind of the situation at hand right now. Looking at some other things, you know, flashbacks are common. I feel like that's something that people like forget about. They see something that triggers something that they want to see in the game, and then they don't really think about that. It's just a simple paying tribute to the older generations of Pokemon, and not every little thing that Game Freak that puts out there is going to be something that snowballs into something crazier for a future Pokemon game or future Pokemon release. I would say the same goes with the Gold and Silver Virtual Console. When I did my second map viewing video for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and people are saying like, yo, I see Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina inside the clouds, and I mentioned, well, I saw Lugia and Ho-Oh and that didn't go anywhere. Some people are even saying, no, you're wrong. Lugia and Ho-Oh, I see them in the clouds too, which means that that's calling for the Gold and Silver Virtual Console re-release. But that doesn't make any sense either, because, well, we got the Red, Blue, Yellow Virtual Console after the Alolan map was released, and we already saw, like, Lugia and Ho in the clouds. So naturally, if we're gonna have the Red, Blue, Yellow Virtual Console, the next thing that's gonna happen is Gold and Silver. There wasn't anything special. There wasn't any kind of Easter egg or teaser about the Gold and Silver Virtual Console. We got Red, Blue, Yellow because, honestly, 20-year anniversary. Maybe also kind of tie in Alolan Pokemon. That the Alola region's weird. That some Pokemon cannot exist unless traded into Pokemon Sun and Moon, such as Marowak. Marowak will always evolve into an Alolan Marowak whenever you're on the Alola region. So because of that, if you have Virtual Console, you can get your Marowak from the original Kanto games, transfer them over, stuff like that. Another big thing behind like the whole transfer that they were building up is that you cannot trade Pokemon from the Game Boy era games into your current games. Starting with the 3rd generation, starting with Game Boy Advance, that's what allows you to transfer. That you can go 3rd to 4th, and then 4th all the way up in the 7th generation. So it wouldn't make any sense if now 2nd generation is the only one out of the picture. That the way the Virtual Consoles are, you know, those are pretty much true ports. So it's like having the original Pokemon, data and all, being transferred into the 7th generation, which means 2nd generation and all that interactivity. You know, they're bringing back Time Machine, they're bringing back that. I just see that as a given. I don't see that like, oh, we needed to look for some kind of hint in Pokemon Sun and Moon to figure out that we were getting Gold and Silver remakes. I think it's just the Pokemon Company tying up loose ends and then just kind of just acknowledging those old school Pokemon players and then giving us an awesome experience along the way. So I feel the same about this. Like I've loved the anime. The Pokemon Sun and Moon anime has been absolutely fantastic. Anyone that says it's bad has not watched the anime or has been put off by the poor dubbing. Like, I think that is unfortunate that the English dub is not the best. And also, anyone that says the animation quality is bad has no idea what they're talking about, because what I really like is that it's a different style. Different doesn't always mean bad. That the animation style, it has a simple look, but it actually goes with the free, chill environment of the Alola region. And then when we actually get into battles, when they put work into the animations, it's the highest quality battle scenes, or the highest quality expressions and animations that we've ever seen in anything Pokemon. So I don't feel that it's like it's changing or dishonest or anything. Like, I would honestly say that going from 4th generation to 5th generation anime style was a bigger change than anything into the 7th generation. That Ash became completely different in the way that he's portrayed, but with this, for some reason it still feels just like Ash, even though it's a drastically different style, and that's how you know the style has been done very successfully, which is why I'm really happy to see Misty and Brock as well in the new style, and then you just go into crazy quality. Also, the storytelling, the depth, the lore, everything about Pokemon Sun and Moon has been absolutely amazing. So it's not like this got me excited. I don't think that at all, but I'm wondering if maybe that's another plan that is going on right here, that, okay, some people, they're not a huge fan of this anime, but they see Brock Misty, they might tag along, just see what goes on that episode, then they realize, wait a second, this anime is actually very high quality and really amazing. So that's something to check out. Like, the Marini episode that I watched, like, I've seen a lot of the episodes, I haven't watched it all just yet, I haven't had time to sit down and just, like, clear it out, but I saw the Mimikyu episode, saw the Lycanroc episode, I've just seen a couple of them, and from what I've seen, not disappointed by any episodes. The storytelling, it's also an incredibly comical, humorous show. It's exactly what the Pokemon anime needs to be. I feel that for that right now. It has moments of being super kid-friendly. It also has some really intense, dark moments as well. So it's actually a pretty strong tribute to the original Pokemon series as well, and I very much enjoy it. So I think that kind of ties everything together. Don't go crazy over everything. We already saw this with Mimikyu. Oh man, Mimikyu's bag rips open. Therefore, new Mimikyu form, guys, because there's a fake leak. No, just calm down. We know when the Pokemon Company is building something up, this is for us to be happy over and not to overanalyze and then get disappointed. Like, that's all that happens. If we don't get Kanto and Ultra Sun and Moon, people are going to get disappointed, and that's going to take away from how amazing this initial thing is going to be. So, if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.